Okay, so I have like done some more like hand planing from side to side and fitted this drawer like a little bit of you have to work with like depending on how accurate you are. Like I obviously had this side to side fit already done. I just had to do the I had to shave off like something from the bottom, and this is done. And how, by the way, I just went with this these uh, relatively inexpensive shop bought, like I think I bought from homedepot.com, brass knobs. uh, in the past I have built like simple drawer pulls and handles by myself. I'm not into wood turning, so if you are into that, then obviously you can make really beautiful ones, or like as per like your choice. But for me, even if I had to buy something like get something round with wood, I still had to buy. But this time I just went with this theme. I made simple pulls which still look great, but they look like more utilitarian. I'm pretty sure they would look nice here too. For no reason, I just decided to go with buy something. But if you make something, I'm almost certain that will make you even more happy. And by the way, I glued these pieces on this side also. I used little bit of wood glue. There is not anything structural there. Don't put too much. I don't think you need to put too much, because you don't want too much squeeze out, especially on the fronts. So initially I had this sign plastic, so I cut these strips and all. So my idea was like to use those, like you can, so you see, like if you put like many of those, like 5 6 of those, they would help with like decent amount of clamping pressure. But then I thought like maybe easier was like I put like beads of glue at regular intervals, and then I put some super glue at various places. I put accelerator on the bottom and held it down like for 30 seconds. The super glue and accelerator like gave that immediate clamping, uh, and then the wood glue patches will give it the long term strength. So that works perfectly fine. The only risk with that is if you don't place it at or around the right point in the first attempt, this is just going to hold it tight. So you have to be very careful in putting that. So find out which one works for you. I just felt like I will use that, and it went like pretty okay. And then after I put this in, so by the way, before even I did that, it's always good to do the assembly dry run, because you want this to be aligned as closely as possible. And preferably, if I have to shave off something, I would rather prefer taking it from that thin strip rather than the drawer front, because like I don't know, if I feel like I've already got this arc perfectly fine, I would rather play around with that piece. Anything goes wrong, it's very easy to get a new piece. So that's about it. So this is done. I have to put a drawer bottom. One thing I'm still thinking is that you see a little bit of rocking back and forth. It's not a big deal. The idea of that, other than the look, this bottom piece, is that now when I slide it, you see it's not scratching against this tabletop. But as I bring it forward, the drawer is leaning more towards the floor. Still, it is not touching. It's still shy of it. So it's doing its job. Even if I like fully bring it, yes, now it is touching. The reason being, what I think, because you remember I was telling like my clamping was not good here, so the height is not like perfect or uniform. So I think this side, or the drawer on the back, is like narrower than on the front. So it is like this opening is ever so slightly wider. So now when it comes to the front, for this drawer back, there is more space here, so it's like rocking back and forth. I am thinking I will close this in. Look at this gap. I'll put some shim like on the underneath, so that when it comes to the out, instead of leaning like drooping that low, like it will be less. So that's my idea. I haven't tried yet, so probably I will do that. It's still fine. I'm pretty sure if you are more accurate with this clamping, for me all the issues that I am facing started happening because of my bad clamping on this top. So I am having to deal with all the problems related to that. It's a learning. I wanted to share that. I mean, it's the goal is not to um, show all the good parts. Like there are obviously mistakes and learnings from the project, so which I did. I will try to, like, I'm pretty sure I can correct those in my next attempt if I have to do, and hopefully it helps someone. Like, so I will again do on this side. Where are the pieces? So again, dry run is so important. I don't want to glue this in right away. I will put this, see how my drawer fits. So I marked it left. This is right. I'll just keep it there for now. And obviously, like, it's right now too high. Yeah. I'll start with taking some more material on the bottom, because that doesn't impact the volume. So I just have to watch out I don't take too much out, so that I mean, it will, I don't think I can take as much to compromise the strength of the base. But I try taking out initially from the drawer bottom, and hopefully, so I'm trying to look at the grain direction, not always like it. Oh, by the way, I may have to remove this piece of and I will, like, once I am at a decent depth, I'll probably put the knob in, because it's a pain to pull out the drawer. I have to choose. I would use my number 5 actually, but I think it's sharpness. Let me see. Or sometimes if I have to do the end grain, I don't have to touch. This thing is like Veritas plane. It holds the sharpness for much longer. That's a big advantage. PMV 11 blade, I feel like it stays sharp very long. I mean, doesn't mean you go and buy that just for that. Just saying, like. And also, like, it's easier to take from the bottom because I can take a through shaving this side, but on the front I have to be a little bit more careful because the drawer back. And I'm trying to take a uniform shaving because it just helps. It's better. I'm just trying to check, like, this side is starting to go in. Obviously it needs to be a little bit more loose than that. This side I have to take more. Let me use my Veritas plane. Is it just the plane or was the grain? Because this is very wild grain on that piece. This is not doing that bad though. So yeah. So it's starting to get in. But obviously it's tight. Let me now see if I can take something from the top. So I just like the way how you can grip this traditional, like, bevel up bench planes more than the low angle. So I keep jumping to this one. I again went back to the bottom part because it's so easy to take material from this side than on the top. Give this a try. So this is what plain to fit is. So still a little bit more. So normally we want like the side to side fit like as close as possible, accurate, like sliding freely, but absolutely like no space. So this is not going to expand, but the top to bottom don't want it that snug, because in theory like if this may expand and your drawer will get stuck. So little bit of free movement there is good. So back and forth we keep doing until we get to what we want. Sorry, I think I'm happy with that. It's went in pretty nice. The drawer overall it has a sitting slightly proud of it. Maybe I can bring this in slightly outside. Point is, how do I get the drawer out? Hopefully it drops. Oh yeah, don't want to dent my car. So yeah, this thing looks pretty fine to me. I can now go ahead and glue these things. So I start with this front piece because this is what is the show piece. It matters. So what I was saying was that I will again use that super glue trick. I have to make sure that this is like get it right in the first attempt, or clean all the debris. Don't want anything to impact my accuracy. This is what I meant. Not too much glue really. I think that's enough. So super glue is like all dried or what? Take this aside. Right, so this is right, this is left. Try to align one corner first. To be very careful. I do have a few seconds before. Yeah, this is all good. I think that will hold. Again, no structural strength. I mean, worst case, even if this comes out, I should be able to replace that. So sometimes it is good that this is not super tight. I need to make sure the super glue comes out. It's putting a lot of stress on my finger joints. So let's see. I'll make sure I'm using the correct piece. This is I have marked as the left side. How does it go? This way? I have built some utilitarian drawers where I just used super glue for these drawer stops and all. It has worked just fine. So now here, this is like this should be easier because I just need to Yeah, good. Yeah. Now this side, this way. Yeah, so I don't need to be that accurate on this one, because even if there is a little bit of movement, it's not going to impact much. That's what I meant. So here I'm just trying to make sure that I am fully seated against the front panel, just for the aesthetics. That's about it. That should stay there. I know there are chances that this tabletop expansion and contraction may loosen that glue, but as I said, it's nothing structural. I can again get that back in. And what, as I understand, this tabletop, they don't like keep moving forever. They, at some point, they will. Yeah, this side is pretty good. I mean, once I pull it completely forward, it does tend to slide against that top. So maybe I will put some shim here also. For some reason, it's again becoming tight. I'll see. Yeah, sometimes some debris or something. Maybe I have to take just one more shaving before I assemble this in. But what I want to do right now is put that knob. Otherwise, it may get stuck in there. Just center it like this is 14 1 by 8. So I put a mark like around the center 7 by 16. And then this height, take a all. We'll countersink from the other side, because this is way too thick. What I have seen, or what I feel here, is that this fits very nicely. But when the drawer goes in, for some reason, this thing is catching on that front. I can round it off a little bit. Let me see how I do that. I can use a file or something, or let me see, block plane, bull nose. I'm just trying to break the Aries here, but also create a slight bevel. Just easing off the corners. These are like really sharp now, bottom corners, but so this is done. This is good. I think I'm very happy with how it came out. Traditional style. They look great. I have a little bit of wax and all at the end. Hopefully they will become even smoother. And this is what, like with the dado at the back, it gives the impression of a full extension. So this, you can see the drawer back, but it's still pivoting on that. It's not falling off even if I bring it. Okay, because it is curved, this side comes out first. So this is like, it's still pivoting there. So that's the idea. I'm thinking like if I add some shim at the bottom, it won't show up, and hopefully, even if not like fully, maybe it's raised a little bit more to give it a better feel. I'll try that. This has a little bit more side to side play because it was catching at the back and I wasn't sure where was it catching, and I planed a little bit more on the front. That's fine. It's not, this is like, this is very good, like no side to side play and it's still coming out freely. That's what normally we want. Things sometimes work out better than on other occasions. Let me see, I sight it from the, yeah, that curve is like exactly how I need it, like looking like at it this way, like I can see it as a like a proper arc. So I can't see anything, the variance or anything. There would be variance because I did it all by hand, so I'm pretty sure there would be variance, but I can't see it. So that's what I'll settle for that. I think this was the most difficult part. It is done. Now I have to apply the finish and all. So I will hand sand it little bit because these are all like hand planed. So the whole purpose of sanding is to abrade the surface to apply shellac. I'm going with shellac, by the way. So idea is not to remove machine marks or anything like we normally do, I think, with machines. So sanding is just to abrade it. I will rather use, if I feel like there is little bit more to take, instead of sandpaper, I will rely on my card scraper. I like that because like wherever I can. I mean, there will obviously be places where I can't reach. So there was a glue mark, and this gives a much better finish than even the card scraper needs sharpening because it will start taking proper shavings after that. Yeah. Oh yes, I have to align the drawer, like bigger drawer front. That I will do next. All right, I'll take a picture on this one and share with some of my friends who don't watch my videos. So I feel very happy about that. All the challenges and all, and how it's coming out.